Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the. Are we in April? April.
Yes, April meetup. Yes.
April meetup. Today I'm here with Guy.
Hello.
Abdul also will be joining us from Fine Art, an agency that decided to go full AI in their workflows. But first, it's I believe it's a great time to be around. With all these advancements that are happening in technology and especially in AI.
Definitely.
And we thought let's dedicate a session just for that. I believe today is we had all the hype in the end of second half of 2023 about GPT and all of that. And I feel the dust now is settling.
Yes, yeah, it's
and now we're starting with a question like, can it be useful? How can we really use it? And the applications of it instead of the hype. And that's a good time. So I would like to start this by asking a simple question to everyone that is with us here. The question is, what kind of tools you use for content in your workflow when you create websites or when you're building a website? Here are a few options that you can choose from. You can say, is it ChatGPT, Jasper AI, Copy.ai, Claude, or Writer? So while you are answering this question, what do you think, Guy?
I guess for me, it's ChatGPT. It's my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's not on the list and I think is kind of interesting is tools that have AI kind of natively within them. So for example, we use Notion a lot at Prismic, and I find myself using the Notion AI quite a lot. Yeah.
What's better at Notion that Notion AI does more than GPT for you?
I think it's integrated into my workflow, so I don't need to go out and click on another window in my browser and access ChatGPT. It's I'm in the context of a specific task, and the AI is there, and yeah.
So that's a very important point, and we're going to talk more about that. How to integrate the tools into the workflow. Also, there is the fact that do you think that it understands more the context? Like when you're in a document, does it read the is it injected?
I feel like it does.
Yeah, you feel
whether it's placebo or not, I'm not sure, but I feel like the Notion AI understands me and understands tasks that I'm doing and work that I have done previously.
Okay, well that's cool. Let me ask the same question, and here we're seeing the results. I will speak. It seems a lot of people are using ChatGPT. I'm very interested if you can tell us in the comments how you use it, what do you use it, what kind of prompts you use, what kind of tasks. It will help us also understand what is important for you. And it seems like there is a 20% of Claude usage, which is not surprising here. Now, let's see. Well, let's ask Abdul from Fine Art. What do you think, Abdul?
Yeah, for me, it's to the ChatGPT, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, mainly because of the flexibility that ChatGPT is given. And we are not only depending on the ChatGPT, we are using other AI tools also. So I would say it's a combination of tools when it comes to the UX design and UX research.
Right. So a combination of tools, but you say it's for flexibility. What is it about that?
Flexibility. So something like is the functionality of ChatGPT can be compromised into a single structure, right? So other AI tools have a lot of features, functionality in a separate structure or separate functional features. Okay. When it comes to ChatGPT, everything comes in under a single umbrella. So and the prompt that we are going to give into ChatGPT, there is it can understand layman language, very basic English. So the user don't need to have much technical skills to give prompt to ChatGPT. So the ChatGPT can easily understand layman language, basic English, without any grammar. They can understand, and then they can give the output. So I would say ChatGPT, the first, then also other AI tools also we are using when it comes to the UX research area.
And I understand. And the thing is, there's much that you can do with ChatGPT and there are many also other ways to inject some context into GPT, and that's why it makes it a very good option. There are a few answers here also. There is a friend of yours that is like in Notion as well.
Oh, okay.
Content King. There's
Okay.
Notion, Claude, ChatGPT, and Olama. And then we have a lot of people using ChatGPT, of course, obviously, and Gemini. And there is Content King saying scrape internet and send it to ChatGPT to create a rough draft, or I transcript my audio and get it turned into a post.
Okay.
That's a good thing,
Yeah.
you know, like these kind of tasks. And about how what kind of tasks. And then Daniela, thank you for answering, Daniela. Translation, prompt engineering, coding formulas, content outline, and ideas. Wow,
Yeah.
I mean, this is very
I have
interesting.
to say, I've been very impressed with the translation of ChatGPT. Like, I'm learning French, and one time I was a bit lazy with my homework, and I got ChatGPT to do some stuff for me.
Yeah.
And my French teacher was like, "This is incredible. This is such good work." She couldn't tell it was from the machine. And you know, people were like, "Oh, I could tell if it was generated by AI." Like, she had no idea. So
Okay, I need to be careful with you, whatever you deliver. No, but translation is so good that sometimes you feel that the translation tools are being challenged
yeah,
a lot.
But,
And yeah, very cool. So if you have any other things that you use, generative AI, so ChatGPT or any other tools, please let us know. Put it in the comments. But I would like to move to talk with Abdul about fine art and how they transition into 100% augmented with AI in their workflows. So Abdul, let's start by maybe introducing yourself and introducing fine art, if you will.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. My name is Abdul, the team lead of UX at Fine Art Design Agency. I started my journey with Fine Art Design Agency 3 years ago. So I have 11 years of industry experience as a UX designer, UX researcher, and UI designer. So yeah.
So you come from a UX background.
Yeah, UX background, yes.
Yes, very cool. And what is fine art about? What is important for you guys at fine art?
Yeah, fine art, we mainly focusing on providing better user interface and user experience for the digital product for our customers, the end users. That includes websites, marketing websites, web applications, mobile application. We are also helping our clients with the branding, rebranding, facelifting
Okay.
their product, digital products also.
Very cool. So we're particularly interested today in your decision of moving to AI, fully augmented with AI, and you made this kind of decision that, okay, we are going all in. Can you tell us about the decision, and also how did you shape the workflows for that?
Yeah. So before starting even before introducing AI to in workflow, the process was there. For fine art agency, the UX research process was there, and it is called UCD process, the user-centric design process. Okay, so that process consists of different phases. I would say like the discovery phase, define, ideate, design, test, and deliver. Okay, and
Of
each
course.
this phase contains its own separate task, a set of tasks. Okay, affinity mapping, user journey creating user flow diagrams, creating site maps, information architecture, content writing, design it, test it, and deliver. Okay, so
Right.
all these tasks requires resources, budget, and time. Okay, so a lot of efforts needs to be put into this task to get a proper result. Okay, so and we identified that there is an opportunity to accelerate this task with AI tools. Okay, that saves cost. We can deliver in and also timeline. We can reduce the budget and the faster delivery to the market of the products. Okay.
How big the agency is? How many people are you there?
Yeah, we have 7 people as UX designers, 2 graphic designers, and marketing and sales members also. We are located in Canada.
Cool.
Also, we have a team at India also, India location.
So you have, um, so you had already a process that had a lot of steps, which is important actually. It's similar to the process that we have.
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
a long process for making sure that you understand what's needed and you're basically nailing the problem that you're trying to solve. And you thought
Yeah.
like, okay, AI could help us in some of these tasks that we are doing to save budget. So which are the tasks that you um, that AI helped you with?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
parts of the
So,
process?
yeah, I can say a few examples of the tasks. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the very important one is the affinity mapping. It is basically a brainstorming session of team members to get through the ideas. Okay, so when a
Right,
requirement came from our client, we'll be meeting with our team, and every team member have its own ideas, right? So they will be throwing it in a sticky note and share the idea, the different ideas into functional features. Okay, we are converting the ideas into functional features. So
right.
that requires brainstorming sessions, multiple sessions, meetings, uh, their time, right? So after introducing the AI tool, we can just give a prompt to the AI tool. Okay, so give me the structure of the this particular application, a healthcare applications landing page. So the AI tool itself will give the entire structure of that page with functional features. So as everyone knows, the AI tools works by collecting the data from the internet, right? So
Yeah,
they will collect the data based on the latest trend, market trends, uh, how
right.
other industry, how other competitors are working. So we'll get the latest ideas, the very accurate concept of that particular product. We can reduce the brainstorming session meeting time. We can save half of the time, I would say, maybe more than that. Okay, so
Very,
then
very interesting.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like you can do some of the kind of desk research tasks. Well, AI kind of takes that
yeah, yeah.
that step.
We are
very,
not
very
fully
nice.
depending on AI tools.
Mm.
After getting the output from AI, our team, a manual cross check will be there. Then only we will be approve it and we'll be putting it to a final result.
And this is also interesting. Make me think like maybe tools like Miro could integrate AI to kind of sum up the ideas because most people we use a lot these kind of tools to for
Yeah,
ideation,
well,
right?
yeah, for Jenny
and
maps
and
and
they could, yeah, I
yeah,
could, it could like look at all of that and then start injecting some stuff from internet in the way that Abdul
yeah,
brought
no,
it
that'd
up.
be
It's
cool.
a ideation phase. I hear a lot about it. Like
Yeah.
even in our marketing team, we use it a lot for that. And the point of also looking to in the internet
Mm.
and seeing what are the current trends, what's working right now that is related to the problems that we're having. It's also a nice task.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's something that we do as well, right? Like
Yeah,
benchmarking, like seeing what other people are
yeah,
doing, etc. So
benchmarking.
it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
very cool.
have the AI to help with that.
Any other things you're? I guess you had other things that you gave to AI for the
Yeah,
process.
obviously, yeah, but for the process, that is ideation phase, discovery phase, and also we are using AI for content optimization for the content writing and the copywriting. Okay, so uh, when we uh, when we are using a manual content writing, a human being is writing the content, any team member is writing the content for the website. They also needs to do a separate research for finding the better content, even if they provide the content to the designer. Okay, uh, it may not be the optimal version of the content. That means the design requires some kind of optimized balanced version of the content. Okay, I would say, for example, there is a banner and we have a description of description in that banner. That may need to limit the character length, right? So then only we
Yeah,
can fit that particular content into the design. So we need to be a balanced version of the content. That means we cannot ignore the concept. The user needs to gather the concept of that particular product in a simple within few seconds. Okay, a user when landing into a page, they cannot stay in the website more than maybe 5 or 6 seconds. Okay,
right,
within that time we need to deliver what we are intended to deliver. Okay, so if a human is writing this content, then it cannot be, it can be a lengthy content, maybe it can be a
right,
short version. So uh, if imagine without a AI tool, we need to manually cross check everything, the character length, word length, uh, are we missing any main keywords, right? So and after introducing the AI tool, we are just putting into that AI tool and giving a prompt. optimize this content for me with this character length, and this content is intended for this kind of purpose and this kind of domain. So it will
Mm-hmm.
give a very balanced version,
Right.
optimized version with what we require.
I think this is something that
Yeah.
sometimes we this
Yeah,
I
discussion,
remember
yeah.
you.
I mean, I was
Go
thinking
ahead.
as well around like using it for like personalization or A/B testing as well. Like
Mm.
I don't know, maybe for this specific customer segment, generate this type of content, and
Mm.
can I have a couple of different variations that we can use to test, you know, a headline or something like that.
But I think this also limitations that you can put, like developers could say this text should not be longer than that,
Yeah, character.
but it's not, yeah, character limited, but it's not an easy task to
No.
take, like when you're working as a content writer, you say, okay, this describes it well, but the interface doesn't agree with that, because
Yeah.
like in the interface you only have this spot, and you want some, and having an AI is like having 10 versions, 5 versions of how can you make this shorter.
And I think,
to
yeah,
be
when
very
you're
efficient.
writing, like brevity and being succinct is like the most difficult thing. You're like,
Yeah,
the more
they
words
are.
they use, the
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's very cool. Anything you want to add to that, to this, to
Yes,
how you introduce AI? Yeah, please go
yeah,
ahead.
there is a challenge also when we are using AI tools, I would say. When we go to the market and in the industry, we can find a lot of AI tools. So we'll get confused which tool needs to be used for this particular task or process, right? So maybe content writing requires a different AI tool, okay, and maybe the UX design requires a different tool. So how to get the best AI tool for the team? So to solve that issue, we have formed a panel for the AI tool research in Fine Art Design Agency. We have weekly session meetings to document these AI tools, ideate it, and sort out and document the best AI tool for these function processes.
Mm-hmm.
For example, some AI tools is very good for the UI designing. Okay, so we'll be documenting and uh, in a sheet, and we'll share with the team. Okay, so there is a owner
Very
in that
interesting. Yeah.
panel, and he will be deciding the final AI tool for that particular process. So in Finite Agency, we are working something like that to identify the best AI tool for our process. We
Right.
have a separate panel of team members.
Very nice. So it's like for exploring what are the most effective
Yeah.
tools. It could be tools, it could be prompts as well. This is how you can prompt this to make this kind of tasks. And I think that's also good to have a centralized place
yeah.
where you can talk about the practice of AI. It's
Yeah,
something
it's
very important to do.
Yes.
Well, very cool. Thank you, Abdul, for all these details. I would like also now to move to something that we worked on.
Mm-hmm.
I would like your comments afterwards on it, Abdul, as well. It's a tool that we worked on. It's some kind of proof of concept. So, you know, Prismic is a lot about consistency, brand consistency, design consistency. So basically, what would you do with Prismic is typically you will create a set of slices that are very well designed, and that's why it works very well for agencies, because like a customer of ours will go to an agency and we'll ask them, hey, can you produce like 20, 30, 60 slices for us? Then we can reuse them and build a lot of pages, but while keeping design consistency.
Yeah.
That's an important thing for us. We're like, okay, now how can we move even more forward with AI, and how can we help with that? We're like, okay, we have reusable slices. That's nice. So we can ask AI to use our reusable slices to create pages for the content that the user is asking for. So we work on several initiatives, including we call it. Is it the slice prompter that you're going to show us
Yeah,
today?
yeah. So we're going to show a variation of the prompt to slice
Yeah.
with an integration with a tool called Jasper.
Yes. So and then we're asking ourselves, is it like where should we use it with GPT directly, or should we have something in the middle that will do some kind of RAG? I don't know if you're familiar with that. With RAG is basically a retrieval augmented generative AI. So basically, you have GPT, but before sending the prompt to GPT, you try to, from a knowledge base of a client, you go and fetch something relevant, and then you push it into the prompt, so you give more context to GPT or to any AI. And basically, Jasper does something like that. So whatever you're asking it, it will take some more context from a knowledge base that was uploaded by the user, so that the output is more relevant. this is something that you're going to show us
Yeah,
today.
So I think we have a demo is going to come up on the screen now that I'm just going to quickly run you through. So this demo is basically the prompt to slice feature with Jasper. And so we take the use case of Ted. So Ted is a client of Prismic. And basically we want to create like a page for TEDx in Paris. And so what we can do is essentially like using marketing collateral from TED, generate some specific slices for this page. And I guess the idea is that, as you mentioned, we kind of have preserved with, or we have the ability to preserve with Slice Machine and slices and stuff like brand consistency, but now we can have kind of tone of voice consistency and make sure everything is on brand to specific brand guidelines that you may have for your company. So in this case, we're entering a prompt here for TEDx in Paris. So kind of header slice for this conference, and it's going to use the tone of voice brand guidelines from TED. And so we select a slice there, and not only is the form of it correct, but also all of the content that you see on the slice is what you would want and what you would expect.
Right. And the thing is, like, so the workflow is basically people uploaded some kind of knowledge about this kind of conference that's going to happen in Paris into the tool.
Yeah.
And then when they create the page, it will use
so use
that on top.
And all the like existing content that may exist as well, all the existing collateral. So they can look back at TEDx in San Francisco or kind of TEDx
inspire from that,
exactly. Yeah.
Whatever makes sense for the prompt that you made.
Yeah. And so actually there's like a second part of this as well. So then we want to add like a video slide to the slice as well, and so it's going to look at like the last videos from the TEDx conference and upload that and have that in the slice as well.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. So because here we need to get it to more than the wow effect, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course, the slice prompter was already very interesting because you just type few characters and it was pretty relevant. Now you need to make it something practical, and I feel teams already work in that way. Like if I have a campaign for something new that's going to happen, the team will work on some kind of Notion doc or something of okay, these are the things that are important, these are the goals, and this is what's important for our audience, and so on and so on. And then you upload that. And you upload that for every channel that you have, right? Not only for the website, but it could be for social and all. And then you go to Prismic, you open, you say, okay, now I'm creating the page, and you say, create me a hero. Boom, you have it. And it's pretty relevant because it comes from something that you already worked on.
Yeah, and it's something that, I mean, at most companies I've worked at, we've had kind of this document, like a brand book with like brand guidelines, tone of voice, and all that sort of stuff. And it's great. Like these assets already exist, and so it's like use that and then use the AI to use these existing assets to create content. I think it's super powerful.
So let's see, Abdul, what do you think?
Yeah, in the new AI era, I think the platform itself needs to contain the AI features within that platform. Okay, so for the time, I think sometimes we are depending on different AI tools, and we are working in a different platform like Prismic or any other platforms. So if a user needs a requirement of need assistance from AI tool, they need to switch between the AI tools. Okay, copy this content to that AI tool and generate the required output, copy back and put into the page builder or content writing area. So we need to collect every the AI tools features put into the platform itself. Maybe the iterative text suggestions, follow-up questions, like you present in the demo, creating a hero section with the AI tool. So create a hero banner for the healthcare marketing website. So it will generate, and even after that I may need to change the banner title to different one. So I need a suggestion. So I need to get a suggestion from that text box or text area from itself. So I can say we need to put different AI features that require for that platform within that platform itself, instead of going outside that platform and using that platforms. Okay. Depending on other AI tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Having it integrated in the workflow is super
Integrated in the habits in the workflow, that
yeah.
one thing. And the other thing is like you can provide it more context in
Text,
that kind
yeah.
of case.
Yeah.
Because if I'm copy pasting, then I have to tell everything that happened, right? So I was working on a page, then I have to go to GPT and it's like, okay, here it goes.
Yeah.
I'm working on a page. That page is for this and that, and I want to give it this and that. How about you work for this to me? That's a lot of work. Whereas if it's integrated, I say create a page,
Yeah.
and then the content is injected directly from the platform, right? So it saves a lot of time.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Well, is there anything you want to add about integrating into platforms and integrating AI into platforms?
No, I think I have covered most of the areas related that this topic. Okay, so I can summarize like uh, avoid switching between platforms or switching between AI tools. Okay, get everything into a single umbrella, and the ability to ask prompt and iterate with it. Ability to write preview look helps and make less back and forth operations. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. I have a question from Content King. That's to you, Guy.
Okay.
Any updates on smart copy paste tables and validation in Prismic? I can use AI apps for AI. I want Prismic for CMS.
Okay. There was a lot there. I'll try and answer all those. So the first one I heard was around the smart copy paste.
Yes.
So I think we're rolling that out at the moment. So if you want access, maybe we can put a link, or you can contact me directly, and we can make that available.
Do people contact you on LinkedIn or something for enabling stuff?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
What's the channel that people contact you the most on?
Yeah, probably like LinkedIn and stuff.
LinkedIn, yeah.
Yeah. Email as well. I guess a few users and stuff have got my either forum as well. Well, yeah. I mean,
and by the way, what's powering copy paste, smart copy paste is AI actually. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like it gets into every feature at some point. So what about tables?
Tables. I think it will be something that we'll try and look at before the end of the year, but I don't have a exact ETA or anything like that.
Before the end of the year.
Yeah, before the end of the year, something that we want
validation
to look at. Content. So validation in terms of.
I suppose content validation.
Content validation. Yeah. I guess it's something that's on the radar at the moment. And we think there could be a good use case for AI for this. So I think that's something that we want to do some research and explore a bit this quarter to see if there's a good solution we can do with AI around content validation.
Cool. So all of these are relevant, and we're looking into them. Some of them are more concrete than others.
The smart copy paste is the most concrete, and tables, and then the content validation. We need to do a bit more research there.
Very cool. So I think we covered the topics that we wanted to cover today. Let's see. Do you people have on the chat any other questions that we can cover before we wrap this up? Anything you want to add, Guy?
Not at this stage. I guess I had a question. I guess for you,
okay,
just around your the kind of usage of AI. Do you think that, like you mentioned, the dust has settled after the original hype? Do you see yourself as like a daily active user, a weekly active user? Like, what's your kind of AI usage like now versus maybe what it was at the beginning?
So to answer your question, it depends on the weeks.
Okay.
There are some weeks where I'm daily user. Some weeks I become less of a daily user.
Okay.
And for me, that's the challenge. Today we are the how you call them, the not early adopters even. It's the technology fans or something. I guess there's a term in crossing the chasm.
Yeah,
the people that are enthusiastic about the technology, and they're happy to do a lot of effort to keep using the technology. And we are that, and that's why we are ready to copy paste between this and that and do a lot of things. Not many people are going to stick with that. Even myself, I struggle. I know the value, but I struggle to keep that kind of discipline to go and use AI. And that's the interesting part. That's why I think tools that will figure out how to bring that into the context are the ones who are going to win. And it's not only about making a feature here and there, it's about selling it. Can you actually bring so much value that you can monetize it afterward? But today, between a weekly and a
And
daily
day-
user.
okay.
It depends on the
Okay.
week.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Probably a
I would
weekly.
say daily. Daily. No.
No, not a
thought daily.
daily. Well, I mean, I guess, and again, it kind of comes back to what we've been talking about with like workflows.
Mhm.
But sometimes the friction of going out of what I'm doing to go into GPT to run through a whole process,
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe it's just faster if I do
Yeah.
it myself. But again, like if I'm in a tool like Notion where the AI is there, I'm
Right, yeah.
you know, I'm using it a lot.
Very interesting. Well, anyway, if you have anything about around the features that we talked about or around AI and how we integrate it, you can contact Guy or you can contact Prismic. We left a few links out there, so feel free to talk about to us if you want to help us also in the early phases of developing features. Reach out and we'll be happy to talk. Thank you very much, everyone, for this, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We're still live, or are we?